Hello guys, welcome back to Pharma Palette. So today in this video, we will be discussing completely about the cranial nerves. How many pairs of these cranial nerves are present in our body? What are their origin and functions in detail? Along with that, we will try to know how can we remember these different cranial nerves with the help of simple tricks. And I'll also give you some tricks to remember all these 12 pairs of cranial nerves along with the help of a neat labeled diagram. So totally there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves present in our body, out of which 10 pairs of cranial nerves, they are originated from the brainstem, and the remaining two pairs, specifically the cranial nerve 1 and 2, they are not originated from the brainstem. So here the cranial nerve 1 is the olfactory nerve, and the cranial nerve 2, it is an optic nerve. So these two nerves, they are not originated from the brainstem. Before entering into each one, let's try to see this 12 pairs with the help of a diagram. So this is called as the first cranial nerve, which is called as olfactory nerve, and this orange colored part is called as a second cranial nerve, which is called as the optic nerve. This part, we will be calling it as a third cranial nerve, which is called as oculomotor nerve. And here, this green colored part, we will be calling it as a fourth cranial nerve, which is called as trochlear nerve. So this light blue colored part, we will be calling it as a fifth cranial nerve, which is called as trigeminal. So this red colored one, we will be calling it as a sixth cranial nerve, which is called as abducens cranial nerve. And this one is called as a seventh cranial nerve, which is called as a facial nerve. And this is called as a eighth cranial nerve, which is called as vestibulocochlear nerve. This nerve, we will be calling it as ninth cranial nerve, which is called as glossopharyngeal nerve. So this one is the 10th cranial nerve, which is the vagus nerve. This blue colored one will be the 11th cranial nerve, which is called as the accessory nerve. Then this is the 12th cranial nerve, which is called as hypoglossal nerve. So these are the different types of cranial nerves that are present in our body from 1 to 12. And to remember all the names, I'll also give you some tricks. To remember all the 12 pairs of cranial nerves, just remember one sentence, that is ho ho ho. Trio teacher asked for a very good vague answer here. Ho ho ho. Trio teacher asked for very good vague answer here. Where O means it is first cranial nerve, which is olfactory nerve. Second O means it is optic nerve. Third O means it is oculomotor nerve. Then trio means it is the fourth nerve, which is called as trochlear nerve. So this is the fourth one. Then the fifth cranial nerve, we will be calling it as a trigeminal nerve. Sixth one is starting with the letter A, which is called as abducens nerve. Then the F1, which is the seventh one, which is facial nerve. Then the next eighth one starts with the letter V, which means vestibulocochlear one. Ninth one starts with the letter G, where G means it is glossopharyngeal nerve. And 10th one starts with the letter V, which means vagus nerve. 11th one starts with the letter A, which means accessory nerve. 12th one starts with the letter H, which means hypoglossal nerve. So just remember, ho ho ho, trio teacher asked for very good vague answers here. So that is all about the complete different cranial nerves. and the trick to remember those names. Now let's go with each nerve with their origin and function. So the first one is olfactory nerve, where it has been originated from the olfactory mucosa, olfactory bulb. The main function is the sense of smell. This comes under the pure sensory. Now second one is also starting with O, which is optic nerve. Coming to its origin, this optic nerve has been originated from the retina of eye, and the main function of this is the vision, and this also comes under pure sensory. So the third one is the oculomotor nerve, which has been originated from the midbrain, and the main function is that this will be useful for the movement of eyeball, elevation of eyelid, and constriction of pupil. This comes under both motor and parasympathetic. Now coming to the fourth nerve, which is starting with T, which is trochlear. Trochlear nerve has been originated from the midbrain, and the main function of this is the downward and inward movement. So downward and inward movement of eyeball, this comes under the motor function. Then coming to the fifth one, which is starting with T again, which is trigeminal. So this trigeminal nerve has been originated from the pons, and the main function is the sensations from the face, scalp, cornea. This is also used in the mastication, which is simply the chewing. So this comes under both sensory and motor. Then the next one, the sixth cranial nerve, is called as abducens nerve, which is originated from the pons and medulla. The main function is the lateral movement of the eyeball. Then the seventh one is the facial nerve, which has been originated from the pons and medulla junction, where this function is having the functions of this facial nerve includes that it is useful for the facial expressions, has a role in its taste, salivation, lacrimation. So that is the reason this comes under both sensory, motor, and parasympathetic. The eighth cranial nerve is the vestibulocochlear nerve, which has been originated from the pons and medulla junction. Here it has two portions. One is vestibular part, which is useful for the balance, and cochlear part, which is useful for the hearing. So this comes under pure sensory function. Then the next one is the ninth cranial nerve, which is glossopharyngeal nerve, which has been originated from the medulla oblongata, and the main function, it is used in the taste, swallowing, and salivation. So this will be occurring in both sensory, motor, and parasympathetic function. And coming to the 10th cranial nerve, which is a vagus nerve, which has been originated from the medulla oblongata. Then coming to its functions, it will be supplying the parasympathetic nerves to the heart, GIT, and lungs, thereby used in the voice and swallowing. So even this comes under the sensory, motor, and parasympathetic function. Coming to the 11th one, which is the accessory cranial nerve, which has been originated from the upper cervical of spinal cord. The main function is for the shoulder elevation, head rotation. Even this comes under the motor function. And the last one is the 12th cranial nerve, the last one, the hypoglossal nerve, which has been originated from the medulla oblongata again, and functions are, this is mainly used for the movement of the tongue. Even this comes under the motor function. So that is all about the complete cranial nerves, their origin, function with the help of tricks and diagram. So I hope you like this video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Pharma Palette. See you all in the next video, and thanks for watching.